Good afternoon, everybody. Today in this video, I have a really cool chat thread with ChatGPT that I want to share with you guys. If you are looking at ways to communicate better with ChatGPT in your prompts and kind of looking at a multi-prompt conversation with ChatGPT to refine some of the pieces that you're building, this is going to be the video for you. And we are also going to be looking at things you as a real estate agent can use to kind of help yourself in regards to social media. And this is a really cool prompt that I got to play with, and I'm excited to dive in. So let's go ahead and let's look at this prompt. Now, this is a shared chat. If you're like, what is going on? Why does it look like that? It's a shared chat. But essentially, we're focusing on real estate social media. So the initial prompt that we had was give me 10 strategies that real estate agents could do for social media exposure and generating new leads and engagement. Now, how about that? That sounds like a really great thing that we as real estate agents might be asking ChatGPT to do. And we're in luck because it can help us do that. In this, we also define, think step by step and give details on each of the 10 strategies. So we're giving it a little bit of focus, and then focus on TikTok and Facebook specifically. I want outside of the box thinking and ideas. So we're telling it what we want. We're telling it how we want it to think, as well as where specifically we're looking at applying these strategies. Now, Facebook's a really great one because all your relatives live there. And then TikTok's really nice because the algorithms tend to favor content that does really well, especially when you drive value. So really cool. ChatGPT then popped out, absolutely. Here's 10 strategies for real estate agents that can employ. They could create a professional branding, start by creating professional profiles on both platforms. So basically building out, utilize video content. It's realizing that both TikTok and Facebook heavily rely on video content, especially with Facebook coming out with the Facebook Reels, Facebook videos. Because it's a new feature, typically speaking, when a new social media platform brings in a new feature, they kind of boost the engagement rates so that people will start to try to adopt them. That's pretty common. You saw it with IG Reels. They were getting like 4 times the exposure rate. To the typical, it's like 3 to 5% of the people who follow you will ever see a post, which is terrible, but it's how it goes. And then the more people who engage with it, the bigger the view potential is for that. And that's kind of the game that you play. But Facebook video as well as TikTok video is a great way to start. Host virtual tours and open houses. That's a really cool one. I know that post pandemic, there have been a lot of people who have kind of leaned into video or virtual tours of different houses. And I think it's a really cool way that you as a real estate agent can offer different views into those households, especially the 3D multi-step walkthroughs. Not only so people who are kind of far away can look at these properties, but it gives just that secondary. I know everyone likes to share with relatives, with friends, with family members, what kind of properties they're looking at. And so this is kind of a cool way to do that as well. And if you leverage it with like Facebook Live events, man, now you're helping showcase things. You're able, as the real estate agent, to showcase your expert in the field, and you can really do justice by these properties. Next is leveraging user-generated content. That's you. You're the user, and you could consider this right here user-generated content, but content that encourages you to share about what you're doing on social media. Run contests or giveaways, the sweepstake style. That's a great way to generate leads. Use Facebook ads, TikTok ads platform. Now, my personal opinion, you have your free to play and your pay to play. Organic is free versus paid ads. And typically speaking, I'm never going to run an ad on something unless it's performing well. And that's just to boost what it's already doing. But you have to have good content. You have to have that user or the audience base to be successful with running ads. So that is something worth just kind of touching on and remembering. Engage with your followers. It's always good, even if it takes an extra 30 seconds to engage with your followers. The fact that they stopped and commented is huge. And so we want to reward that behavior of them commenting and engaging with you, and them trying to become a part of your audience or your like tribe. And we want to do that by commenting back. And that's where some really cool dialogue can happen. And collaborate with local businesses and influencers. This is a really great way, especially as real estate agents, that we can shine in our local communities in our areas. And you can do things that are really cool. Like maybe here's an example that someone in St. Louis started a TikTok account where they just talk about all of the different things you can do for date nights in St. Louis. And I found it and I followed it because it's a really cool way for them to showcase the city they live in, establish that they are kind of someone in the community that knows the community really well, and they're driving value for me. They're giving me opportunities to see what cool things I could do on the weekends or during the weekdays. And then, you know, all of a sudden they've solved so many of my issues or my problems or my desires. Now I can work with them in real estate. I'm sold. You know, that kind of thought process is really easy when you create that world-class client experience that we talk about in our best workflow secrets. Number 9 is educational content. Again, you can entertain, but you also want to educate and kind of flex your muscles as the expert, as the real estate agent. And so that content is a really good way to do it. You can create infographics, short videos, or Q&A sessions. Man, if you paired a Q&A session with maybe a Facebook Live, and you could really showcase that you are in fact the expert in that specific thing that you do. Maybe it's new construction, maybe it's luxury condos, maybe it's first-time home buyers or veteran assistance, whatever it is, you are the expert. And the ability to do that just really speaks volume for it. And then you can use analytics and refine strategies. That's just saying, you can look at how people are engaging with your content, how people are viewing it, and you can kind of adapt. Not a bad list. It's still very generic. And so I told ChatGPT that it was good, but too generic. And then I explained I wanted you to create actual strategies that utilize the above outlines and tactics. And so then it says, oh, I get it. Understood. Oh, and I want you to create marketing content, scripts, formats, and be effective at bringing in new leads. So I was like, not bad. These are good concepts, high tier concepts, but what actually do I need to do? And so it says, understood. Let's dive a little bit deeper. And it gives me some examples of branding. I could develop consistent themes. I could create memorable hashtags, video content. I could develop series. You know, for an example, the 30-second home tour, that could be kind of a fun one on TikTok, or contact me for private tours after you showcase a property, you know, things like that. Virtual tours, open houses. It goes all the way through each of these 10 different things, gives us examples. And again, that's a really great way for us to just, where do we start? We start here, and then we can start to ideate. We can start to bring in our own flair. This is that discernment phase that I always talk about. So the other day, I was actually sitting in a Clubhouse room, just kind of listening. I love listening on some of the real estate ChatGPT Clubhouse things. And I know Clubhouse is like such a strange platform because it's very nuanced, it's very niche, but there are a lot of really incredible tech-empowered real estate agents who are living on Clubhouse, and they're learning a lot of things. And so it's great for me because then I get to learn. But that's my like subtle pitch to you. If you're not on Clubhouse, like, you're missing an opportunity, especially if you're driving around town and you just want to stay informed. It doesn't involve you having to watch a video. He says as he makes a video, but so I was on Clubhouse, and someone spoke about avatars and their ideal customer. We call that your dream customer. That's from Russell Brunson. Wanting to kind of focus on how we can attract them in ChatGPT. And I said, I would like, we gave an example. They used list and picked up terms for cost of living in specific areas. He then had ChatGPT search content, cite sources, and verified the content to create a TikTok video about cost of living in that area. The video got many comments. So I'm explaining, heard someone on Clubhouse, and I keep trying to say TikTok. Heard someone on Clubhouse explain what they were doing, and then explain what happened. And then I asked, could you analyze what the Clubhouse speaker was doing and create an outline instructional document that would help other real estate agents do similar in their marketing? So we can look at examples of people who are doing this successfully. We can explain to ChatGPT just a little bit about what they are doing to be successful, and we can ask ChatGPT to help us mimic that. So we even just, again, we have a starting spot, and that's kind of the name of the game for ChatGPT, is where can we start? And so it says, sure, here's an outline based on the scenario described in the Clubhouse talk. Step one, define your ideal customer avatar. We talk about this in our best workflow secrets. It's all about building your niche. And if you are able to build a strong niche, you can start to focus on specific people. Now, the example we use in here comes from Mark and his dear friend Peggy, and she was a real estate agent in Springfield, Missouri, who focused on new construction. And because of that, she was able to be very specific with the ads and the billboards and the pieces of content that she was pushing out. And so she had a constant flow of leads coming in the door, and that really helped her out. Now, when she was doing that, she was also becoming an expert in that new construction in Springfield, Missouri, so that she could help her clients as best as possible by delivering that world-class client experience. It's another thing we talk about. And so defining that ideal customer is really important. And if you do nothing else, defining just one dream customer, who's that person that you would just get a kick out of working with every single day. And then once you find them, learn all you can about them and all you can about their needs, their wants, their desires, what they're looking for, how you can help them, and how you can be that specific person that solves that problem. Then you don't have to really worry about lead gen, because those people are going to find you just as much as you find and help them. And that's a really great way. Once you've done that, you can, again, add more ideal customers or dream customers in specific niches. You can stack niches, but it's best to just start with one. After that, discover frequent search terms. We can identify reoccurring themes, search for content related to these themes, verify the store using that content. So now we're looking for content that could help those people. We're verifying that that content is accurate. We're applying discernment, right? And then once we've done that, then we can create a script for TikTok videos, for Facebook videos. We can repurpose that content in a different format for IG Reels. We can do lots and lots of things. Maybe we throw it on YouTube even. And then we can create that post for the video. We can leverage ChatGPT to help us with that copywriting, so that, again, we have warp speeded having that content. We have somewhere to start. And then we can monitor engagement and refine that strategy as we go. So we are now able to look at, man, that's a really good strategy in 8 steps for how to do that. Step 2, I'd really like to know a little bit more about what we need to do to discover frequent search terms. Where do we even start? How do we know what to look for, right? So I went ahead and asked that. I said, in step 2, give me an example of prompts to use. And ChatGPT gave me 10 prompts that I could use in ChatGPT to help discover frequently searched terms used by your ideal customer. Now, you have to know who your ideal customer is, so it does involve stating that. And ChatGPT is also going to need to know the specific area. So it's in brackets, it's using a merge field, put specific area. Now we know the prompts that we need to start with. We know the things we need to do, and we have a 8-step checklist on what we can do to be successful. Man, this is crazy. This is awesome. This is going to be how we can move with so much speed. And so after that, I said, based on the strategies and tactics outlined above, describe the inner workings of the process and explain why it works and can be successful on a philosophical, social, and technical level. Now, this is something I know that sounds so jargony, right? So sorry. I have a master's degree in communications, and sometimes it comes out in weird ways like that. But I love asking ChatGPT why it thought something was pertinent or why it chose to do something that way. And so that's a nice way of basically asking ChatGPT Why did you give me that response? Philosophical, social, and technical. And so what ChatGPT is going to do is it's going to start sharing with me why it started creating things the way it did so that I can understand and I can start to learn. And not only does this empower me as a prompt engineer, as the user of ChatGPT, to just have a better understanding of what ChatGPT is doing and how it is working. But man, I learn a little bit. It is able to validate what it is stating so that I kind of know, okay, ChatGPT is actually onto something. This isn't just, like a a shot in the wind. It is using hard evidence for what it's creating. It's not just generating things off a whim. And so, on a philosophical level, the strategy is about providing value and building trust. Hey, that is probably the number one thing that I hear real estate agents say that they want to do. They want to provide value and they want to build trust. And if you do those two things, you're going to create lifetime customers who love working with you, who had a great experience, who are going to share about you with their friends and family. And then you don't have to focus on lead gen so much because your past clients are just going to continually and constantly send you new people. And that's a really great place to be in. So by identifying key questions, you can identify your customer avatar, point them towards resources, establish authority. You can address those questions and concerns and provide value up front. Man, that's a great thing. This is kind of the philosophy we always like to talk to at Workflow Secrets over here. How can you provide value? How can you educate and inform and surprise and delight and just be a friend to them, at the end of the day? On a social level, social media platforms like TikTok are designed for engagement discovery. By creating those two, you can resonate with your audience. You can focus on content that is easily shared, increasing your reach. So you can play into the algorithm. You can be mad about the algorithm or you can understand it well enough to use it, right? And even negative feedback can be valuable as it can help you refine your messages and approaches, which is awesome. Sometimes I get negative feedback on these videos and it just helps me learn. One time a fellow told me that I was way too long-winded, and I now know that, and I'm so sorry that I'm so long-winded. But I was able to refine because of it, and I'm not great at it, but I'm doing better and I'm trying. And on a technical level, this strategy lines up in the effective use of AI tools like ChatGPT to help with algorithms on social media platforms. Algorithms favor engagement, relative content, and resonate with your audience. Moreover, using tools like ChatGPT add benefits of scale and efficiency. Finally, the strategy uses data and feedback to refine and improve your approach. So it's validating all of the different things that I asked it to do, and it did it really quickly. I just think that this is a really incredible examples. And I just wanted to take a moment, kind of go through this prompt query and show you guys how you as a real estate agent can utilize multiple different prompts to start building out something. Once you have something, refine what it's giving you, ask ChatGPT to explain a little bit more, ask ChatGPT to help you out a little bit better, and all of these things move you just a little bit closer to that marker. You're doing it with warp speed. Now imagine if you took that process of just talking with ChatGPT. I think it took me maybe 15, probably 20 minutes total to get all of this written out, get all of it understood and discerned, versus me sitting for 20 minutes at a Google Doc trying to decide what should I do? Or maybe I'm driving in my car knowing that I need these things, but I have an appointment that I'm headed to. I have an appointment right after that, and I have an appointment all the way until about 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock at night, and I just don't have time for that. Well, now we have an answer. We have time for it because it's so fast. And when we start to build out things like this, we don't have to be so stressed for time. And I think that at the end of the day, that is what we love to share about over here at Workflow Secrets, is how can we help you as the real estate agent save a little bit more time in your life. So let me know in the comments what you think of this, if this is the way that you are building out your prompts, and if you have utilized things like this in ChatGPT, I'd love to know. Feel free and throw some feedback my way too. I'm still long-winded, I understand, but like, subscribe, send this to a friend, and I will see you very soon.